Hello, my loves. If you are new here, it is Joey from True North. I'm an energy channel and an intuitive. Um, so basically, I've been getting very much like a sense of energy rising. Oh my gosh, has the energy been rising? But I feel there's like almost like the people who are going to be aligned with this message, there has like been a certain like pilgrimage that you've been on. And I feel like this has really been, I don't even want to say like, well, for some of us, we've experienced it as difficult, but for others, I would say it's been more like creatively challenging by finding different methods, different ways to do the impossible, different ways to pave our own paths, because there's such an aspect of like aligning with our soul mission, aligning with our soul star chakra, really planting the seeds for the contracts and for the things that we came here to do that were predestined before our birth. Okay. So I just feel like there's such an action of like being bold. There's just such a level of like being bold and paving our own path, and I feel like so many of the places that we're being led might not even make sense for us right now, but we're just finding a way to do it. And even if there's like not any obvious way of how we're going to do that, we're just calling it in. We're walking straight to that energy point. We're walking straight to, you know, what it is that we're being called in, or, uh, you could just say we're being led there, we're being pulled there. And I feel like I have these three oracle cards that all are just that I pulled from the Singing or Ancient Stones Oracle. Nothing is impossible, but look at this. And then it's Pave Your Own Path and the Holy Mountain. But it's very much to me like a sense of like uh, an up leveling and like a really like a rite of trials almost energy that I'm picking up on. And I feel like this next chapter is going to be like a golden era, is what I'm hearing. Like there is going to be like such a major up leveling, and I'm seeing all these rainbows around these portals, and it's just very much like giving auspicious timing vibes, like very much good luck. And this is a portal that I don't feel like this is going to be an up leveling that can't be avoided. Like you are this close right now, like they're showing me like a center of gravity. Like this is something that you're being pulled into. You're only going to delay yourself. Wow. Yeah, you're only going to delay yourself from this. But you need to believe in the impossible. And they're like showing me the never ending story. It's like how we create our own story, like we, with our narrative and our belief systems and the different things, we only slow down this by believing, in our downfall, believing in the things that'll slow us down, feeding into our limiting beliefs, and it's like once we start believing that there's a way through this, once we start believing in new ways and new ways of thinking, that's when we create these portals. But that's when we really shift our reality into this extremely magical way of being, you know and that's, we're meant to be this bold magical person. We're meant to believe that we can tackle these mountains. We are meant to be the mountain. Okay, we are meant to absolutely connect. And there's such a sense of like and there, look at, there's that rainbow again around the mountain. I didn't even think this card had one, but it just has the biggest one because it's like a sense of being the mountain. Yeah. Wow. And there's just very much like an energy of Anima Mundi, like connection to all that is. There very much is a connection to all that is that's coming through that I'm picking up on. Wow. Spirit. Oh. Well, hold on. I don't know where that went. Oh, yes, I do. Oh. Yeah, so it's like Eight of Cups coming out. What are we being called to walk away from? What are we being called to really leave in the past? What is no longer serving us? What ways of thinking or patterns or emotional behaviors or different coping mechanisms, even they're showing me what is really meant to be left in the past? And look at, this is, these two are right next to each other. And it's like, I see these as unfulfilling situations, things that are no longer serving us, that are just, she's packing light, okay? And she's walking into her future. And I just see these things as things that are meant to be left behind, as we pave our own path, as we are courageous. And it's really like offering up these things to the sacred fruition of life, these sacred offerings, like, and it's not to say that there isn't forms of attachment in these situations. It's not to say that there wasn't love. It's very much like an energy of um, focusing on the future and focusing on what is going to be better aligned with you, because we are ever changing, because we are ever shifting. Okay, we've been planting seeds our whole life, and we're going to continue to harvest new things and new aspects of ourselves. We're going to continue to clean off different facets of ourselves and choose to stand in different facets for different moments of our life. And it's okay to be ever changing. It's okay to be ever growing. It's okay to really maximize your potential. And I feel like so many people almost like shame growth, or they're like, oh, you changed. And it's like, yeah, like I'm growing, I'm experiencing a different aspect of myself. Like, yeah, it's healthy, it's nice. And there's so many people that just want to sit in the same energy and do the same thing, and there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, we're all here to experience different versions of ourselves and to be our own unique expression of God. So, but I just very much feel like there is a sense of, and what they were showing me too, Spirit was showing me like an image of the person that this is like aligning with this message. Sorry, I'm still drinking my coffee. But the person who's aligning with this message, they were showing me how it is not a period of time where you should feel isolated, like the person in this card may be paving their own path, but they were pretty much saying it's okay to have friends and it's okay to be social right now, but at the end of the day, the accomplishments and the path that you're paving does need to be one that's gone alone. They're not saying to be completely the word the word that's coming through is celibate, but it's more just about like, you don't have to be like in this lone wolf hermit energy, but someone I feel like needed to hear that. So this doesn't mean like you have to be celibate or that you have to be like a loner. This just means like that you're really focusing on your energy and like where you're going, focusing on like the path that you're creating, and just there might be things to enjoy along this journey, I'm hearing. Okay, but at the end of the day, you have to stay focused on where you're going and your goal. And because there's going to be twists and turns, and it's like, I'm hearing like this is just the beginning. Okay, and I feel like every time, like when we reach a level in our journey, yeah, look at, and it's like the same girl like in the dress over here. And I do feel like that, it's like as we grow in service to the divine, as we grow in power, so do our obstacles too often. And I don't want to put that out there as a limiting belief, but it's like I just believe in the duality, and I believe that as we grow more powerful, we are able to do more service for the divine. And I feel like the universe just utilizes those blessings that we've been bestowed with. So I just view it honestly as an honor that we get to do for the universe. But it's also part of our creative path. It's part of why we came, to have these life experiences, to experience our limitlessness, to really help create heaven on earth as I see it. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Yeah, so it's like, how can you really embrace this journey more? Like, how can you really center in your heart? How can you usher in this, and stop resisting your originality? How can you really step into the leadership role of your life and, be bold with your courage in pursuing these dreams? And again too, like I was gonna bring this up earlier. There's very much I was feeling like a lot of Archangel Michael blue throat chakra energy that was coming through my mind's eye, and we just went through a portal yesterday, and I Archangel Michael was with me a lot yesterday. And so I feel like your spirit guides are definitely helping you make the impossible happen. And I feel like there is just a certain level of like the way being cleared for you. And you are paving your own path, but it's almost like they're showing you like a primrose path that we're like being led down. Even though, and they're like showing me them as there 1 minute and then translucent the next. So it's like, even if you feel like you can't see them, there is like a breadcrumb trail, or like there is like spirit's leading you. Spirit is 100% leading you to this focal point. And there's just this aspect of like, they're wanting me to like just let my shoulders go, and I just feel like this energy of like water, like ready to like just yeah, because there is just definitely like this forward movement, you know. And I see this as spirit, like this is spirit is really trying to help you with this hasty, with this fast manifestation. um but there's certain things I feel like that just are meant to be left behind. And there's a level of like entering your masculine and like really setting those boundaries, I feel like, and just choosing yourself, like putting all of that feminine and that self-love and that divine, and it's there's a sense of alchemizing like these hurt emotions into action, alchemizing those emotions like into the forward movement, okay, into the boldness, into the courage, okay. Not to say that that's associated with the masculine, but it's like I feel like uh, sometimes it's easier for them to put out that bold energy, so I'm not worried about looking like a fool. Yeah, and I feel like this there's just it's about being seen too, like not being afraid to be seen, and really embodying authentically your truth, and believing that you're going to find a way, believing that you're going to be well received, and furthermore believing in the fact that anybody that doesn't align with that or doesn't see you in that way really isn't probably meant to be in your path, and it doesn't matter what they think anyways. Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. That's one of those things that I really love. um yeah, yeah. Hmm. So I feel too, just like with the Ten of Cups, like you really are being led to this happy ending that you want, but I feel like there's just a sense of like this sacred pilgrimage that you are on that is going to lead you to the point where you're able to fully sustain this. And when you are actually like able to manifest this happy ending in its entirety and be able to sustain it, you know, and it actually be like a divine union situation, okay? So I feel like there's a sense of like it's time to like work on you right now. There's a time to really get that bag. Get that bag. Yeah, and they're again bringing me back to remember why you came. Okay, I feel like there's like almost a sense of like some uh figuring out who you are, like a sense of hustling in that, like hustling on the inner work. Yeah, because I feel like right now there's a lot of sense of like who am I, self identity issues, and like and handing over your power. There's a lot of so many people are discovering the different ways that they are handing over their power. I feel like a lot of people collectively are starting this authentic reclamation, like this sovereignty reclamation. And it's very much this energy of handing our power away to different limiting beliefs, people, situations, different things that are not serving us. Maybe memories from our past that we're allowing to cloud our vision, cloud our judgment, and it's allowing us to feel trapped. Um, but really, all we have to do is shift from our mental aspect really pull in that Ace of Swords energy and have that aha moment, that perspective shift that starts like clearing away these limiting beliefs. You know, I really am so huge on the power of the affirmations. I am affirmations. I am blessed. I'm powerful. I am limitless. Um, I'm not going to get into all that right now, but yeah, there's you set your reality with your words, with your thoughts. That's the very basis of your universe. And one way I really like to impugn this on people is to explain how water itself has memory. All right. And we are just molecularized water molecules that are structured in a specific way. And so when we are saying and thinking negative things, it doesn't even matter who or what it's about. When we are saying poor things, we are structuring our cells with that energy. Okay, it's literally the law of resonance, the law of vibration. Everything is a vibration, essentially. And so when we say those things, we are structuring the cells of our body like that. It's just like how when they would flash freeze the water, um, if you would say I love you, I'm so grateful for you, it'll freeze in a beautiful geometric pattern. But if you say I hate you or pour things to it, it will freeze in like these disorient or these blob patterns that just have no like structure. There's no beauty to them. And yeah, there's just so much in that. Or even like how if you put like a crystal into a saltwater sample and allow it to dry, a lot of times the crystal that's placed in there will form or help structure how the salt crystals form when they dry in the water. You know, there's absolutely energetic imprints from vibration and from resonance and really intention alone. So it's like there's science behind like moon water, holy water, all those different things, you know, as long as the love is there. Yeah. So I feel like you're really meant to, and there is a sense too of like, first thing, someone you feel like you're at a standstill, and there's like, yeah, I feel like someone feels like they're at a standstill, and I'm getting information from multiple people, but all right. There is a sense of being at a standstill, but the universe is letting you know like you are meant to be paused right now. You are meant to be utilizing the sacred pause, okay? And there's a sense of like surrendering and stop trying to fight it and just allowing the situation to work itself out and allowing you know, allowing yourself to be redirected almost or shown the way. I feel like someone could be like very like in their head like mentally with this card I'm seeing, and it's like they're showing me a sense of like coming back to your body, coming back to your body. Yeah, and just sending like white light out. Yeah, and just grounding you back into your body, grounding you back into your body. Yeah, there is just absolutely no need to stress because life really is not that serious. I mean, as much as we'd like to think it is, like we are just a small blip, like a second in the life of this earth. And I feel like there's just so much the sense of like just flowing and relaxing, just chilling out. Yeah, because nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible. It's like there's a sense of instead of seeing all these roadblocks, just hang out for a minute, just relax, come back to your body, enter this flow state. There's a sense of entering the flow state, you know, and realizing that nothing is impossible. Entering in, and it's giving like childlike wonder, like playing on the monkey bars and just really allowing yourself to just enjoy the moment, to just chill. Yeah, because you just went through a major transformation. You just went through a major rebirth, and there's like this sense of like learning how to navigate this pause. And I feel like you are at a sense in gaining wisdom with your cycles where you are now realizing when you're in like a pause, okay? And I feel like you're starting to gain the flow and gain the wisdom to navigate these rebirths. That's also coming through very much. And so I just see this as a chance to really, um, yeah, this is, you're at a position of unrealized potential to actually release so many of these things that are holding you back. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like in so many of these limiting beliefs, because that's what I feel like they're almost like limiting beliefs and different contracts and things that we've told ourselves that we wouldn't do, or that we're never going to let this happen again. And I feel like it's because of situations that we've walked away from in the past. But I feel like these things, it's like when we deny aspects of ourselves, or when we deny ourselves and close ourselves off, we slowly start like uh limiting ourselves in ways that we might not even fully realize because we put our blinders onto it. But so I think that there's a sense of like utilizing this sacred pause as a way to really identify how these past situations have potentially uh hemmed us up or constrained us in ways that we might not have even realized. Okay. And I don't want anyone to feel like they're being attacked here by this, because I feel like anyone who says that they haven't done this has been either extremely fortunate or is a liar, either of which is okay, but it's all about recognizing. But yeah, so I feel like there is so much a sense of just trusting in this pause, you know, and realizing that you are going to get to your destination. Yeah. So, and I feel like there's a sense like a lot of the boldness that they're talking about too is, I think, having the willingness to actually embrace this pause, and not trying to just like forge ahead, but really sitting in this rebirth, sitting in these uncomfortable energies and identifying these limiting beliefs, identifying these truths. So that is bold, like not everyone's trying to do that. That takes a lot. A lot of people want to, and trigger warning, a lot of people want to like medicate with the different things and try to really like numb their mind down. Um, but I feel like a lot of the things that we're meant to experience can be uncomfortable. And so I genuinely believe that when you allow yourself the time to really sit with those emotions, those energies, that's when we're able to really transmute them. That's when we're really able to alchemize them and reclaim our power from them. So, yeah. And I feel like there is just a sense too of remembering where you're heading, remember what you're trying to call in, and like not settling for anything less. And just allowing these things in the past to be in the past. And it's like there's a sense too of remembering your judgment, like, and not like getting a sense of almost nostalgia just because you are feeling like you're on this long journey. And yeah, I feel like remembering like where you're going and what you're calling in is coming through like so big. And remembering like that you can move mountains and just what you're capable of. Like, and there is a sense of like finding emotional fulfillment and finding like power in the sense of where you've come from. Like, think of like your child self to where you are now, and think of like all of the things that you've learned, all the places that you've been, and really send gratitude and love for that. Like when you're sitting here feeling like, oh, and they're showing me again this analogy of like getting up to the top of this mountain, and then it's like as soon as you get there it's like, ah. So there really is a sense of just enjoying the present, being in the sacred pause, being in the present. And I think that's so much about what this Hanged Man is to this time, is it really is about being in the present. Okay. And that is where you're going to find the power to really identify and address these things that are siphoning your energy, siphoning your attention, distracting you. Okay, that's, yeah, it's in the present. Okay, because you don't see these things, you know, like you don't fully see them, you know, but when you introspect and go within, you're gonna realize what's got you, you know, hemmed up, what's making you feel immobilized, and like really, it's just an energy of like you can be around a group of people and you're internally like just like unable to cope, like you're not mentally present. That's a lot of the energy that I'm feeling. It's like yeah, and I feel like there's so much like stewing on past energy, and there's a sense of like abandonment that's coming through for someone. This, again, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Yeah, there's a sense of abandonment, okay, and I feel like that is part of the things that we're being called to really leave behind, are those feelings of abandonment. Um, and I feel like there's just different ways that we can alchemize that into um, positive things for us, you know, like being an amazing parent or being an amazing lover, you know, in whatever ways that you felt abandoned, you know, you can shift and be the change that you want to see, and really break down that karmic cycle, because nothing is impossible, you know. And it's, so I feel like there is a sense of like calling in that, and I don't think that it's a coincidence, you know, that there's like this white dress, you know, and it's like this rebirth. There's just this major energy of this rebirth that's happening, and it's like I feel like this white dress is very much in a sense of like the purity, okay. And so for some of you, I feel like too, it's like walking away from lifestyles and different things that no longer served you, or karmic situations, you know, and choosing that purity, and choosing yourself, choosing to raise your vibration, and choosing better for yourself, and just like trusting on where you're being led, and like seeing that brighter future. And it's just so much this sense of like how close you're getting to this bright future, but it's like also a sense of like that the journey is never done, and at the end of the day, the journey is always within. And so that's why feel like they're really pushing this, be in the present, really enjoy where you're at, because there's always going to be a challenge where you're going next, almost. And I don't even want to say that in a discouraging way, but there's always going to be like something to learn. Let's put it that way. There's always going to be something to learn or accomplish, because we don't feel satisfied. uh you know, I feel like humans, it is great to be in a pause. It is great to really be in a rest, and, you know, take those moments when we need them. But also, like, we came here to create, we came here to be bold, you know? So I feel like it's really like knowing when to hold them, knowing when to fold them, and like embracing these cycles, embracing these pauses, so that we can really identify. And it's like the universe might be slowing you down, because they're trying, because you're asking for this forward movement, because you're asking to really bring these things in, okay. And it's like, in order to bring these things in, they're like, we're slowing you down so you can see what the fuck is holding you back. They're trying to hand you this rebirth on a silver platter. You're just not able to see it fully, okay. And but that's what we're, you know. So what is it that's holding them back, Spirit? Yeah, there's boundaries that need to be set. The boundaries, like, you allow too many people to have access to your energy, that, you know, I feel like are just like poking their straw in, and like there is a sense of like solar plexus activation I'm getting, and it's very much like, no, like, this is my limit, okay. Like, you can look but you can't touch energy, like, just not everyone just gets to come in and just like demand things of you. And there's a sense of like really reclaiming your inner peace and your inner, almost just like your inner temple, like there's a sense of like inner sanctum and like inner peace, and it's higher than that. It's like inner respect, and just realizing that you are enough, and you wanting inner peace, and realizing that you deserve boundaries, that you deserve to set limits with people, and that your happiness is why you came here, and your mission, the things that you need to accomplish, okay? And that other people, you are a blessing in other people's lives, okay? And it is not your obligation, okay? Obviously, there's kids and stuff like that, but I don't see these. I see these as wands from other like equals, you know? And yeah, so there's just very much a sense of, and I also see them as like energetic cords, like trying to attach. And there's a sense of like just doing your energetic hygiene, hygiene and seeing where you knowingly hand away your power or unknowingly. And there's just a sense of like reclaiming that sovereignty, just even by using your voice and saying, I am no longer available for this. So like I am setting an energetic boundary between me and the things that are consciously and subconsciously limiting me. And as soon as you set that into your reality, you are creating and calling in that reality. When you authentically believe that, and when you genuinely call that in, that becomes your reality, and then you become protected. You allow spirit to really help set up more boundaries for you. Okay? But when you tell yourself that I don't even like to say it, saying like that you're trapped, there's nothing you can do, there's like this level of victim mentality associated with this card, and it's like, I don't know what to do, like, and it's a very like spiraling energy. Okay? And so uh when you don't know where to go, I honestly say just like listen to your heart, or just that's a good time to really stop, pause, meditate, okay? Meditate, or find a way to bring yourself into a state of like childlike wonder or joy. Really raise your vibration, okay? Stop focusing on the impossible and start bringing yourself back to solutions. Um, yeah, but I see other people and their energies, like you are meant to really be going inward because of this major rebirth that you're going through. Okay? So it's like there's a sense too of like being okay with pouring that self-love in, and telling people like, no, I am going through my own transformation right now. It's not that I don't love you. It's not anything to do with you. It's that right now I need my energy. Okay? And there's just energetic limits, and there are boundaries to what I'm able and willing to offer right now, because of the things that I'm calling in, because of the things that I'm doing. And it's not in a sense of in any way impugning what you're able to accomplish, but it is everything about focusing on where you're heading, focusing and giving the task at hand 110% of your attention, and really focusing on one thing at a time. It's not to say that you're not going to, or that you can't do these things, but also there's a sense of focusing on the task at hand, and there's really a sense of being present. Yeah, and again, it's about being in the present moment, being in the now, okay? In a sense of like, again, utilizing the sacred pause, utilizing the sacred stillness. And it's like that, I see this as like the sphere of creation, like the bubble of reality. And it's like using that to really call in your manifestations, saying no to what no longer serves you, and really using that sacred boundary, that sacred space that you're creating of your energy, and using that to call in, and trusting that this energy, that alone is enough to usher in these manifestations. That is energy sent. Energy turned away is energy spent. Like you are receiving energy, not only, but you are casting out your energy in your intentions by turning away what is not resonating for you or what you're not trying to call in. Wow. Yeah. Beautiful, Spirit. Beautiful. Anything else? Any final messages, Spirit? Yeah. They're saying absolutely focus on the future, focus on where you're heading, focus on your goals. It's like you. Okay? This is very much like I just see this as like a travel card. It's like giving really good vibes. They're saying like plan that vacation, like plan this forward movement, okay? Don't focus on the past. Don't focus on like this. No. This is like a major timeline shift. It's like very much giving switching gears, okay? And I'm hearing that VW commercial. They just launched these new buses, and it's like, what's the point in living if you're not having any fun? And yeah, so there's a sense, and it's not saying, like that you uh have to feel alone or anything like that, but there is a sense of like not distracting yourself um from doing the inner work and from really reclaiming your vibration. And yeah, there is a sense of like living for yourself too, and it's like I feel like someone else is like really living for someone else, like living for too many other people. And it's like, don't forget that you didn't come here just to be a martyr. Like you didn't come here to be a martyr. Okay, you came here to offer your own unique beautiful love. And you are just as entitled to that happy ending as anyone else on this planet. And so much of that is you deserving that you believe that. Okay. So yeah, there's a very much sense of forward movement, forward planning. This could quite literally be like overseas travel. Like you could be like going to a new part of the globe in this next chapter. But I do just see this as like, and with the sunset, it's just like uh, a new day is dawning. A new day is dawning. Either that's like a sunrise or a sunset. But either way, it's like a cycle closing, and it's like focusing on this next chapter energy. Yeah, focusing on where you're going and calling in that new way of being, calling in that sense of you that's free, calling in that sense of you that is jet setting around the world, calling in that you that is really always going on vacation, always has shit going on for them. Focusing on where you're going next, not all the reasons why you can't. Seeing the possibilities and the different reasons as to why you can do things instead of seeing why you can't. Realizing that just by being you, you have all of this unrealized potential. You have all of these options and these situations, people, places, and things that are constantly trying to come in and trying to bless you. You just have to allow it. You just have to be willing to receive it. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. You have to be willing to accept that harvest, okay? Abundance is coming, baby. Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. So there's this major abundance. This is not only material, this is like all around. I mean, with the Ten of Cups already coming out, and then this is going to be like a major glow up phase, is going to be like very much like fun in the sun. I don't know. I'm hearing Tucson. Someone might be moving to Tucson. Someone might be going to Tucson. Never been there myself, but I'm hearing Tucson. Making wild pasta. It's like 6 a.m. here, but pasta's always good, right? Yeah, so again, this is a collective reading. So it's like this next chapter also is going to be very busy. There's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of planning, a lot of trips, a lot of abundance, okay? A lot of fruitful harvest. And by this next chapter, I mean like over the next year. I feel like for this next month, a lot of the things are going to shift for people. And I feel like there's a lot of sense that's going to be called, like a lot of power that's going to be like called back. And I feel like a lot of people are going to believe that nothing is impossible after like this next month or two, because I feel like the divine is really going to be showing a lot of people, oh, just like I'm hearing the word glory. Like there's going to be like a sense of glorious or miraculous happenings, or like a energy that I feel like a wave of that is really going to be hitting so many people. Um, and I'm hearing like planetary alignment. Like I feel like a lot of it is like astrological, and like it's really, I don't know, like over my head, but that's what I'm hearing, and that's what I'm feeling. And so I feel like there's just a sense of like resting assured and like knowing in your heart that the blessings that you are calling in, and knowing in your heart that the things that you believe are meant for you are really going to be called in. Okay. And again, there's a sense of just really enjoying the pause, because this next chapter is going to be busy, and you're going to need all of your strength, you know, and being bold takes energy. Being bold takes energy. You're a path leader. Yeah, you're the star. That's what we're ending it on. You are the star, honey. Wish fulfillment. Major wish fulfillment. So just keep the faith, keep plucking along. This little light of ours, we're gonna let it shine, we're gonna let it shine, we're gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And you know something? You got a friend in me. Look at how amazing this is. This is fucking amazing. I love you guys.